Happy Saturday, guys. Welcome to Sip Sip Saturdays with Star. Of course, we are in the Old Fort Bay Town Plaza today, hanging out today in brass and leather, as you can see from the beautiful bags, belts, and shoes all around us. This is the one place that you need to come to if you are out west, and if you're not, make the drive, because brass and leather has got something for everybody. Today we're having a really serious conversation, so I'm all smiles right now, but I really wanted to talk to you guys about something that's really important and that a lot of women and men as couples go through. And that is this issue around pregnancy and babies. So, true story. We found out that we were having Cairo on a Friday. So we found out we were expecting. We took a pregnancy test. We were excited. We were nervous. I cried because I was absolutely terrified. And we went to church on Sunday. This guy walks up to us and says, "Y'all been married too long now. Time for y'all to have a baby." So my husband and I just politely smile and continue on our way. But I always remember that because I remember my friends who I know who would love to have babies and have been having issues having them, whether that's through miscarriage or something else. And this guy just came up to us in our business and is insisting that we should have a child. He doesn't know us very well. He doesn't know our story. He doesn't know whether we had tried before or that we didn't. He didn't know that I was pregnant right then, and quite frankly, it was none of his business. And so this is my call to you. If you know someone that has had a miscarriage, someone that is struggling to get pregnant, my God, somebody that's been married for 5, 6, 7 years and don't have kids. Now, it may be by choice or it may not be, but nevertheless, it's really not your business. And so I wanted to have this conversation with a friend of mine who I know has struggled, had a beautiful baby boy, and then had several miscarriages along the way, and just kind of talk to her about the challenges she's faced as a woman dealing with the pressures of society to help people in your business when it's really not your business, and then kind of just talk to her about the hope and the joy that comes with seeing through things to the other side, and having a rainbow baby. That's why I'm all dressed up in my rainbow colors today. So I hope that you'll stay with us on Sip Sip Saturday, sipping on some white chocolate from Solomon's Fresh Market, and we've got more to come. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sip Sip Saturdays with Star. Today we are sipping on white hot chocolate, Joe. And my friend Joe is a vegan. So she gave me the instructions, Star, it could only be soy milk or almond milk. And I delivered, right?
Yeah, pretty good.
It's pretty good. So if you're ever in the Old Fort Bay Town Center and you want to stop on by Solomon's Fresh Market, you can get a variety of drinks there. And of course, a variety of drinks throughout the plaza that you can sip on as you have a conversation with some of your favorite people. Now, Joe is one of my favorite people because Joe used to take care of my nails. Notice I said used to because these bad boys are chipped. Because Joe could not fit me in this week, but I got mad love for her nonetheless. So if you ever want to check her out at Basilia's Natural Nails on Facebook and Instagram, you can do that. But she and I met, and she was actually pregnant at the time. And I think I was a newlywed or just about to get married. Just about to get married. And we started this, what became a friendship.
Yes.
And then I remember Joe saying, "Now, Star, I'm going away now. I'm taking maternity leave. You know, the baby's coming." And so I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's no one to do my nails again."
Yes.
And then there was a point I really needed her. And so I said, "I got to call Joe and see if she's off maternity leave yet." And that's when you let me know that, you know, I was like, "How's the baby?" And you said, "She's not here."
Yes.
So talk to me about what exactly happened with your second pregnancy.
Okay. So I was full term, 36 weeks pregnant, which is a full term pregnancy. And we had a regular schedule appointment. Nothing was off or anything like that. And I went in and I saw my doctor, and my doctor was checking out the baby, and I didn't notice at first that something was wrong. He was doing a scan and the baby was on the screen. But he noticed that the baby, he couldn't get a heartbeat, and checked all of the equipment. He even turned off the surge and restart everything before he was able to tell me that he wasn't able to get a heartbeat. And then he told me, and I was like, you know, my husband was there. Ironically, my son at the time was there, and the only other appointment he was at would have been the appointment when we found out the sex.
Wow.
Of my daughter. So ironically, all of us were there for this news. So he came to the conclusion that he couldn't get a heartbeat, and you know, he's like, I can't get a heartbeat, and I was like, what does that mean? Of course I know what that means, but I was like, well, check again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and of course, I can't really describe how I felt. It was just so sudden, and it was like, wow. And he did some checks, and he confirmed that, you know, I started crying, and he took my oldest son out of the room, and me and my husband, you know, we just didn't know what to say. We didn't know what to say, you know, and that's basically how we found out. His next question would have been, when last you felt your baby move? And I was like, she moved all day. I remember the day so clearly because we at work, the electricity was off for a long period of time, so I wasn't really working. So I was sitting down with my feet up, you know. I'm like, any day now I could go, you know. I had my oldest at 35 weeks, so I was pretty swollen and, you know, just ready to go and tired. And I was like just sitting down all day rubbing my belly, and she was moving, and it was no need to be alarmed, you know. And on the way to the doctor's appointment, it was such a happy time just driving there, because I told my husband I want to keep all these kids' initials the same. And my oldest is Javon Joeranda Braynen, you know. And I was like, we need to find a little J name to put. We need to find an X name to put in there, you know. So he said, sure, you know, because husbands always agree. Yeah, so leaving, you know, so he came back and he basically was like, okay, you know, my doctor did so well, and we had such a relationship that it really hurt him too to give me this news. I feel like if he could have changed the outcome, or if he could have, he was just so helpless, and we felt so helpless too, and we just leave there so broken. We left that appointment so broken. Like we didn't speak until we got home. It was like such a, I don't know, like a surreal feeling, like this a dream. You know,
because 36 weeks is, like you said, full term. As somebody that's been pregnant before, I know 36 weeks you can't sleep anymore. You know, you're tossing from side to side. The baby is taking over everything in your stomach, and you're right, they're constantly moving up and down. And so to just not be there anymore, and then have to go through the process of actually having to deliver her, and then I guess that's what they would characterize as a stillborn.
Yes.
Okay.
And in my case, that my daughter would have been a stillborn. So he told us we could leave and, you know, get ourselves sorted out. We actually went home. I didn't really understand that, but that's protocol. We went home to prepare to go early the next morning. And we went in, and I was induced. And during this labor process, it's drawn out, it's long, and it's very, very painful. And you're working on your own, because now the baby has already, you know, passed, so you don't have no one to help you in that process, so you're like all alone, and the pain is like extreme.
Okay.
You know, and mentally you're going through it, you know, but we were optimistic. You know, we said, you know, we were trying to say that, okay, we're not gonna accept this. We prayed. My husband, we went home and we packed my bag and we prayed. Like, I just felt so helpless, you know, and we prayed and we said, God, we're going to be positive, and we're going to accept this, and if she born, we could change her name, because this could be a miracle, you know, like the doctors don't have the last say. Being a believer, we just switch it. We wasn't trying to accept that right then and there, you know, and we went to bed, and we got up bright and early, and we went the next day, and I was induced, and I did ask my doctor to do a scan to confirm, you know, and we did, and nothing had changed. And we then decided that, okay, God, then this is your will. You know, sad, but just let's
Joe, that's hard though. Let's talk about that though, because I know so many people that face so many defeats daily, and this is what I'm hoping that people will take from this conversation, right? That you may face many defeats, but you must never be defeated, as Maya Angelou said. How do you just say, okay, God, this is your will, and then continue on being a believer? Like, so many people, for them, this would have broken their faith. Like, you were having a baby. Like, this was a baby. You'd felt her move. You'd already named her. You had a room ready. You had clothes for her. Like, you were about to deliver this baby, and just before you're about to do that, she's not there. And then you have to deliver her anyway, and she's not there. So how do you keep your faith?
I think God provides. You know, he provides us with the Holy Spirit. You know, and when we pray, we petition what it is we need. You know, so in that prayer was sufficient for that period. That took us through the labor process.
Wow.
You know, of course, I was broken, but I was strong enough to go through that process. And even after doing the scan, I still was optimistic. You know, I felt like it was still, just the whole pregnancy is a miracle. I mean, like the whole
thing.
This happened. You know, so God knows what He is doing. And I felt if He could raise Lazarus,
He could do it for you.
He could do it for me. I mean, like, that's how I felt. So I don't know how I was strong. I don't know how I still strong.
Yeah.
I have my moments, and they're silent. I miss my baby, and no other kids could replace her.
Let's talk about that, because I know a great friend of ours, Jewel, who we both know, and it's been amazing at sharing her story. She had a daughter that passed away to crib death when she was about 2 months old. Has always said that people can be insensitive because they'll say, well, just have another baby, as if another baby could replace one that you've already had. Following the birth of Janae, who was stillborn, you had 2 miscarriages before you have, because you have another son now.
Yes, I have
Mr. Chase.
Yes, a rainbow baby. A rainbow baby is the baby after you experience loss.
Okay.
So we would in the angel mom community, we would call the babies after a loss, or you know, a rainbow baby.
Okay.
And that's what Jace is.
Okay. All right. And so Jace is going to be 2 years old soon.
Yes, he's 18 months. You know, we don't ever forget these months. We're like, why y'all stuck how many months this child will be 2?
So he's 18 months old. But in between Janae, who was stillborn, and Jace, who's going to be 2, you suffered 2 miscarriages.
Yes. Janae would have born in 2014. And then 2015, I got pregnant again, and it felt like it took forever, about 8 months, because I was really, one of the things after everything happened was I was like, I really need a baby. My son wasn't, my oldest son Jalen he just wasn't fitting
that baby no more.
Yeah,
He was too big.
I was ready to prepare for my baby. Like I say, not trying to replace her, but I just wanted like a baby. I wanted to change pampers. I wanted to be up all night. I know this
If you
is
still feel that way, you
crazy.
can come and spend time with Cairo. Whenever you're ready, I'm just putting it out there that Cairo can use additional hands for changing diapers, etc., etc. I'm kidding. But yeah, so you wanted this other baby.
Right, and usually with me and my husband, we never really had an issue getting pregnant. With my oldest, we decided, God allowed us to just have him. We planned him. And then for Janae, my daughter would die from the stillborn. I was like, I wanted these kids to be 2 years apart. And my oldest was like almost turning 3, and I was like, I wanted them to be so close, and we gotta hurry up and get pregnant, you know. And I got pregnant quickly with her too. But after losing her, it was like the longest period ever to try. I wasn't getting pregnant. It took 8 months for me to get pregnant with that baby, and we named that baby. And I'll tell you why I'll tell you why. And 2015, I got pregnant with baby Robin, and baby Robin got the name because we were just about to find out baby Robin's sex. And my oldest son, Jalen, he was like, Mommy, can we name the baby Robin? And I was like, no. Because, we got to stick with the J's. Everyone name has to have the J's, you know? And then we lost baby Robin. Wow. So Robin is a unisex name.
Right.
We lost baby Robin right before we was about to find out the sex. Literally my appointment would have been probably a week out, I couldn't believe it, because I was so excited. So that pregnancy lasted about 4 months.
Wow.
And I decided to name that baby Robin because I feel like all my children are in heaven, and when I get there, I gotta be able to call them by name. it's very important to name these children because they will be in heaven without a name.
Okay.
So that's why Robin sticked.
Okay.
And we used that. So this would have been in 2015, and then this year, so I would have had Chase.
2016.
Yes.
Right.
I've been pregnant back to back to back. It's been a journey.
Right.
And we had Chase. I was very, very I had a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Pregnant with him. My doctor was really good. You know, he's very patient.